Hi everybody, I'm Salia from Hustle Season and this is
Shneha.
And she is my good friend from Ottawa who I'm visiting today. And we're gonna do one quick video that I'm gonna split into two. Yesterday I came here and I told her that we need to watch all the YA adaptations that are coming out this week. So we watched Crazy Rich Asians earlier today and then we watched To All the Boys I've Loved Before yesterday, and we're just gonna quickly give our opinions on both of those. They will both be very spoiler filled, but I will divide them into two videos, so I'll upload them separately. We'll start with To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You can start.
Okay. My overall opinions is that, actually, so we watched a couple videos already and all of them seem to absolutely love it, and I think we might have a bit of an unpopular opinion. But that being said, I want to give like a huge disclaimer in that even if this film was complete shit, I think I would like it, and I appreciate that they have done any sort of adaptation and I would have supported it regardless. Like I was saying earlier, Twilight was so bad and I still watch it once a year because I just like being in that universe and I just like having adaptations, period. So I'm so grateful that they even did this, and no matter how bad it was gonna be, I still like it for that reason, and I still would have supported it, I still would have watched it. I still plan on watching it multiple times afterwards to just like catch kind of more of the details. But if I'm speaking objectively, I think the film could have been a lot better. For me at least, I think the main relationship carried that film and the rest of it could have used some work.
Yeah, I would say potentially lackluster. Also though, my opinion comes as somebody who has not read the book yet, so one of the things that I found was kind of troubling. As you're watching the movie, Sally had to kind of fill me in on a couple of the jokes, or be like, oh, like this is what's going on, or this is what it's supposed to be. Like I had no idea that Margot was only 2 years older or like a year older than our female lead. I was like, she must be at least 7.
That was
or
that,
a bit of an
bad
exaggeration.
casting though. That's bad casting.
It's true, but like there's a lot of stuff that I was like, okay, but I don't understand. Like with no context, if you haven't read the book, you make assumptions or you believe something that it's not really, it's never addressed, it's never clarified in the movie. So unless you've read the book, I find that the chances of you enjoying it drop quite a bit.
Along that line, I think there were so many details in the film where they were trying to add a detail from the book into the movie, but the timing of it was just so bad, so that I would have to explain to her why that was a significant sentence, and it wasn't until like 2 lines later that they explained it themselves. But I think if they had explained it first and then given the reference, that it wouldn't have gone over people's heads as much.
When I was watching this film, right away I'd be like, well, I don't like this person, and Sally would have to be like, no, but you don't understand. Like, this person is great because of this. But that didn't happen in the film. How was I supposed to know?
Do you remember which ones?
I mean, in the beginning, I didn't even know I was supposed to like the male lead because he was kind of a douche right off the bat with the car thing.
Okay, wait, let me unpack that then. Alright. Everybody was such a jerk to Lara Jean in the movie, and that wasn't really how it happened in the book, and I was a bit surprised. First, it was Peter. The first interaction that she has with him is, I understand obviously in the movie that like she almost ran him over and he has all the rights to be upset that she almost broke his kneecaps, but he comes at her and he's like a complete jerk and making all these jokes about how she can't drive or whatever. And then on top of that, Kitty also is just a complete jackass to her sister as well, and basically insinuates that she's like a loser for being at home and not having boyfriends and stuff, and that didn't happen in the book either. And so both of them right off the bat, in my opinion, kind of rub you the wrong way because they're just mean to Lara Jean, and I don't know, like they don't need to be. Like they're much more supportive in the book, and so it's easier to like them then. The whole driving thing was not done the way it is in the book, which I didn't mind. I preferred the book one only because it didn't make Peter look like the bad guy, and also they ruined the whole twist that it was Kitty who had sent all the letters, because right off the bat you know that she ran into the closet as soon as she made her comments about her sister being a loser. So I think that took away from it.
So I had a bit of a hard time liking our male lead and liking the female lead's younger sister.
Male lead Peter though, or Josh? Peter?
Peter. Okay. Josh is another story.
Second male syndrome?
What?
Or the
no.
second
male lead, yes.
Yeah,
but no, I did not have second male lead syndrome. But yeah, it took a little while for me to actually grow to them, and even then it was with Sally's convincing and her kind of descriptors of like, but in the book they were like this and this is how it unfolded, so this is why you should like them.
You didn't have any opinions of them from the book, but my opinions were Lara Jean, personality wise and like comedic timing and all that, was how I pictured her in the book, but she was way hotter, way cooler, way everythinger than I expected her to be. I don't know why, but I imagine Lara Jean being like more
Socially awkward?
She's not actually socially awkward in the books either. But she's just like she was dressed like hype bae, and like she had all these cool clothes, and like she was so stylish, and I think that was just
corduroy quote.
Yeah, I think that was Netflix trying to create an aesthetic, but she came off as like so cool. Obviously I don't want to watch a movie about a loser, but I didn't think Lara Jean was that level when I was watching it. Meanwhile, like Peter is more of like a not typically super attractive but grows on you kind of character, and I would have thought Lara Jean would be more like that. Like Peter was supposed to be the prettiest boy of school, and so I would have thought he was more of like a clean cut pretty boy, but he wasn't. He was almost like a well, yeah, okay, yeah, that's because I thought he looked old. I thought he looked like he belonged in a frat in college. I thought Josh was casted fairly well. I think he personally looked a little bit unhealthy at the beginning of the film. Towards the end, he looked better. Like, he looked very tired, to say the least. I didn't imagine him that emo. I imagined him more like dorky, but he was decently casted. Josh kind of was very vampire-y. He was very pale. But not only that, the scene where she's like thinking of him reading her love letter in her room and he just pops up every now and then behind her, I felt like that was a classic
Twilight vibes. Yeah.
Margot, I think we thought just looked too old to be only a year older. Otherwise, the rest I thought was great. Like, I liked Kitty. I loved Chris. Chris and Jen.
Who's Chris again?
Chris is her blonde friend.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the guy who she danced at the dance with and she had a crush on him and then he came out as gay?
Oh, Lucas, I think.
By far my favorite character.
Yeah.
My absolute really favorite character.
He's actually better in the movie than he was in the... Like, he didn't have that many lines.
He should have his own movie. I really liked him.
Him and Chris I thought were really well done. Genevieve, again, I actually think she was like more redeemable in the book. I thought her whole arc and like her nonsensical like slut shaming, she does it in the book as well, but she was almost smarter about it, so you kind of at least respect that she has some wit. In the movie, I just felt like she came off as like completely like
ridiculous.
Insane. Yeah, she came off as so stupid. And obviously, like, I wasn't super into all the girl on girl hate in general in the movie. Did you think they handled the slut shaming well? I thought it was so cringy watching Peter be like, everybody, I did not sleep with Lara Jean.
Yeah, I don't think that.
And I'll beat you up.
Does that happen in the book?
No.
Okay, I don't think that fixes the situation, and I'm pretty sure, is it Chris who's her friend?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Chris kind of addressed that, being like, oh yeah, like, well done, that's gonna help.
I don't know if he does anything in the book.
Or not in the book.
I don't think he stands up for her like that. Although I don't, like, after he stood up, it was one of those things where I was like, I thought I wanted this, but now that you've done it, I don't know how that helped anything.
The slut shaming happens, like, really very close to the end, and yeah, like, I think it was rushed. It, like, oh, slut shaming happened, but the slut shaming was, like, a day of, they put a poster, and then they called her some names, but, like, in a day. They didn't kind of show how it was resolved, and it was just ignored. It was all fixed because they're dating now.
Along that line, or vein, or whatever. The actual trajectory of all the plot points in the movie is the same as the book, and yet somehow the movie goes by so quickly, and the book felt like it went by slower. I don't know if there just wasn't as much, like, character development in the movie, but it, like, rushed through. I felt like I just turned on the movie, and then next thing I know, the whole hot tub scene was happening. I was here for Lara Jean and Peter, and I, like, love their relationship, and I think they're so cute together, but I don't think you see them fall in love the same way you do in the book. Like, in the book, it's definitely, like, a bit by bit they start to realize. In the movie, I felt like it was rushed.
Yeah, like, oh,
Did
so
you
I haven't...
believe it?
No. So I haven't read the book, so I don't really have that background. We all know this already. But what I found was that you don't really establish an emotional connection to any of the characters. They're pretty two-dimensional. Like, you don't really see very much growth, maybe in Peter. Even Lara Jean, like, she does kind of become more comfortable with who she is, but you don't see a whole lot of development. So you don't really develop an emotional attachment to any of the characters. It's just like watching an educational video of what happened in history. Like, oh, these things happened.
Oh, that's harsh.
But there was one thing that I was kind of like, really? You're gonna do this? Is when Lara Jean had a conversation with her dad. It was like after the breakup, and her dad took her to a place to eat. And the dad was kind of like, you know, after what happened with your mom, like, I've put a lot of responsibilities on you and your sister. And I was kind of like, if I was her sister, I would be really upset, because I have not seen one instance where, okay, the only instance that I can see where Lara Jean has had to take care of her younger sister has been like the one time she had to drive her to and from school. But like up until then, the older sister was doing all of it. Literally, she did it for one day, and then her boyfriend was picking her up. So really, like, I don't really see her picking up the slack of helping to raise the younger sister. I filled
her in the book. She makes lunches.
It's true, but I was just like, but like in that situation, like, okay, if they had this conversation in the book and you're like, oh, well, you put in a lot to help. But then in the movie she does absolutely nothing, and then you say the same line. It's kind of a dumb thing to be upset about, but this is unrelated. I've never been to Vancouver, but the scenery there, like especially the skiing, like mountains and stuff, was absolutely beautiful. Blown away.
The scene where she rolled out of the window and nothing happened.
Oh yeah! Are we not going to address the fact that she rolled out a window? That was just a good life decision.
And then just in general continuity stuff, so that one scene where they're making the list of rules, there's at least 3 different versions of how they wrote ski trip. I'm probably going to try to find the pictures and show them to you to prove that. The part where Lara Jean starts baking, so I told Shaniha that Lara Jean's like a mad baker, and in the book she like loves baking, but then like in the scene she doesn't know how to put flour in the measuring cup. She like had flour all over her face. I think that was to be cute, but I don't know, man, it didn't look like this.
She put the like eggs right into the flour.
Oh yeah, which is a rookie mistake.
Yeah, without separating. This is also us going super into detail.
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot of shit for quite a while. I feel like you should say what the nice things are. We did not leave this movie being like, wow, what a waste of time.
Yeah,
That's not how we
I'm
ended
gonna
this film.
rewatch this movie at least 3 times. The things I like, I obviously loved all the Asian actresses. I'm just happy that they made an adaptation. The rep was obviously cool. I like the whole aesthetic of the film, and whoever did all the wardrobe choices, that was fun. I absolutely loved Lara Jean and Peter. They are so cute, and by the end of it I was like there for them. I've already watched a whole bunch of fan videos on YouTube, so I think that goes to show. That's it. I really liked, like, Lara Jean I really liked. I think she captured what Lara Jean should be. She was too cool for Lara Jean in my mind, but like that's not a negative really.
Okay, that's fair. I think a lot of the things I liked is like very similar. I liked the aesthetics. I found like the colors, like the scenery, everything was really nice. It was really well done. I also liked the female lead.
And she did the whole quirky, weird, but you get to like her in the end.
I also did like the main couple. I mean, I already mentioned that I really liked that guy who did the Korean face mask. What's his name again?
I think it's Lucas.
Lucas. I really liked him. They did a really good job of kind of portraying what high school feels like. It's been well over 10 years since I've been there, and like while I was watching it I was like, wow. But one thing we did kind of find a little bit strange was everybody had coffee while they were in the cafeteria.
Okay, so I thought about this. I wasn't sure if maybe they had just arrived there at breakfast time.
Who eats breakfast in the cafeteria?
I know my school, if you were early, you could chill in the cafeteria. I don't know if it was lunchtime, then I think that was extremely weird. In the caf scene, like every single kid has this yellow coffee cup in their hand. If it's breakfast, it's a little bit more believable, except unless times have changed now that Starbucks is big. Like maybe high schoolers drink coffee.
Maybe.
I don't know. In my days, nobody did.
I feel like overall it was a cute film.
Yeah, like I'm here for this movie and I'm so excited, and I hope they like keep going, and I'll obviously support it so they keep making content. All right,
I feel like we
wrap it
just
up.
came off as trashing this movie.
No, we
I
love
feel really
it,
bad about that.
but we
did like the movie, but we definitely did have some criticisms.
It's bad.
And I feel like also I think to give some context of like who we are, we really do enjoy watching bad movies.
I enjoyed this more than when I watched Twilight, so
it was just like surprising to me when I realized when we were watching videos of people who have seen the movie and just absolutely loved it, and I was kind of like, so nobody had any criticism, it was just us.
okay, bye. We're gonna.
Oh, that was a wrap up? Okay.
There's no wrap up. What do you want to say in conclusion?
What? No.
Well, what did you want to say then?
I
for
didn't.
wrap-up?
You asked me to wrap up.
Oh,
so
I just mean like let's stop.
Oh, okay. Well, that's our opinion. It's not, hopefully it doesn't come off as super, super negative. We encourage you to watch it and then decide for yourself.
Bye.
Bye.